Hello there, and thank you for clicking on this video. As you can see by the title, we're gonna talk about Barbie. Is it gonna reach 1 billion or is it gonna fail? I mean, at this point, I don't think that. I mean, Barbie is already super successful, and yeah, we all got played into supporting this. So, $1 billion hit or a feminist messaging movie, as every other movie in the last, well, I guess 10 years, more or less. I mean, come on. Ghostbusters and Charlie's Angels and all those crap Ray movies that it's not Star Wars, but it's being sold at Star Wars. This is not a Star Wars rant video, but we're gonna get some Star Wars rant videos in the future. But today we're gonna talk about Barbie. So why watch Barbie? Because of the outfits, because of the insane marketing, because of the all the influencers on the internet that were making reels about what they're gonna wear to the Barbie movie and how everyone are gonna show up in all pink and how we're gonna have a girls' night and how much fun we're gonna have. Well, I mean, apart from the outfits, yeah, there was not much to it, but the marketing of this movie is really what made me watch it. The trailer seemed so fun. The cast is, I mean, more or less amazing. Ryan Gosling, amazing in the role. Margot Robbie is so beautiful. All the outfits that they copied of old dolls, because these are outfits that Barbie used to wear. I mean, wore, not used to wear. She's not a real human. Hopefully, that would be weird, but yeah, the outfits were great. I'm a girly girl and I love dressing up, and I had all these outfits planned in my head, but I left my clothes in another country, so I only went with pink t-shirt, no, with pink shirt. But I try to be as girly as I can be with all the jewels and the nails and the makeup and the hair. My friend as well, she wore pink and she literally only wears black. So this was a miracle. Barbie creates miracles, which is insane. But apparently Barbie is a fascist. So this is this is a different topic. I guess I would have never thought of Barbie as a fascist, but here we are. So why I watched it, as I explained, the trailer seemed so fun. It was about Barbie going into the real world, exploring it, being chased by some businessmen to go back to Barbie Land. But we were all fooled. We were all fooled. But the next thing that made this movie so successful, because I would have never thought that Barbie would reach 1 billion or it would be so successful. But actually, if you think about it, Barbie is pretty mainstream. That's why Barbie is a bit more popular than Oppenheimer, because I mean, who doesn't know Barbie? Even if you haven't played with Barbies, as I haven't, or at least I don't think I had like two or three dolls. I don't think that they were Barbies. And I cut the hair of the one and I was like, oh, it's gonna grow back. But it did not grow back because, I mean, obviously it's a doll. But yeah, the whole event of Barbenheimer, I don't know if someone just created it naturally, or the marketing team is just all over the internet and creating all those memes and all that hype and paying influencers to dress up in Barbie style and then Oppenheimer style. And there were these people making their creating schedules, like first you wake up, you go watch Oppenheimer, then you talk about it because it's scientifically and like smart and brilliant and stuff, and Christopher Nolan, and then you have Barbie, and then you have fun, and then you have drinks, and this turned into a huge event. It's not the first time that two movies release at the similar time or even at the same time, but I feel like people still kind of have love for Hollywood, and I think these two movies are so famous and are so hyped because they have ensemble casts and they're based on, stories. I mean, Oppenheimer, I mean, the atomic bomb. Who doesn't know about the bombs that were dropped on Japan? Yeah, who doesn't know about that? Who doesn't know about Barbie? We talk about more or less historic figures, because Barbie is a icon, historic figure. I mean, she dates back to the 60s, I think, even prior that. So that's why I think these movies are having this pull. People want to go and see them. People want to, have fun. Remember what it used to be, like liking Hollywood, because I used to be a huge fan of Hollywood when, like, 10 years ago, when a movie would be released with Selena Gomez. I was the biggest Selena Gomez fan, or with Angelina Jolie or Robert De Niro or whoever. I would be like, yes, I would want to know everything about it. But the past, especially 3 years, Hollywood just, they they just showed their true faces, just those, just puppets that repeat whatever, the studios and whoever is behind them want to repeat. Like, they're all the biggest lefties. They all tell you how to live your life back in 2020, where they were all telling you the same thing over and over and over again. And I unfollowed so many people and celebrities, especially influencers on Instagram. And I mean, even before that, I knew Hollywood is no good when I was getting more mature and grown up. But 2020 was like, okay, that's it, I'm done with you all. And most people were like, okay, even the normies thought to themselves, this, I don't want to listen to your millionaire. Like, you cannot relate to me in any way, shape or form. But these two movies have casts of more or less not so political people. Like, I've never heard Margot Robbie or Cillian Murphy, talk about their politics. I guess Margot Robbie more than Cillian Murphy, but in general, like, I don't know, Ryan Gosling and Robert Downey. Okay, Robert Downey Jr. is a lefty, but in general, they were not as vocal. And the star power behind those casts, you have Matt Damon, Robert Downey Jr., you have Cillian Murphy, you have Florence Pugh. I mean, you can argue, but still, she's a rising star. You have Emily Blunt, and obviously you have the director, Christopher Nolan. And on the other hand, you have Ryan Gosling, you have America Ferrara, Margot Robbie, and the others. I guess Simu Liu, but is he really a celebrity? I don't think so. This guy is a joke. But that's a different question. But I guess people were craving for just something fun, to bring them back to the good old days where movies and premieres were events, huge events. The Oscars were events, and I guess Barbenheimer brought that feeling back to, the glam of Hollywood, just wanting to lose yourself in their stories. But these stories were shattered 3 years ago, and it's better that way, because you don't need a celebrity to tell you how to live your life. I'm sorry. But yeah, Barbenheimer, even if it didn't occur naturally, I really love the whole thing, the whole fight. It's not even a fight. It's Barbie and Oppenheimer. And when people want to go to watch Oppenheimer, they're gonna see Barbie. I mean, when you think about it, these are totally different audiences, but I guess just for the fun of it, people are gonna do it. That's why the movies are doing so well. And which brings me to my next point, the plot. If the plot was different, I think, Barbie is still doing very well. It's probably gonna reach 1 billion, but it's not gonna go down as something iconic, because even if it reaches 1 billion and even more than that, it's because it was portrayed and sold as a fun, carefree, pink, colorful movie. And a lot of women, it's mostly female audience. When I went to the cinema, it was mostly women and guys that were with their girlfriends, but it was just like three or four guys, like, with 40 women, and if it wasn't for that, if it wasn't for the cast and the colorful scheme, and Barbie itself, then it wouldn't have reached 1 billion. Like, no. And I think it could have even reached more if it was a proper movie, because this is not a proper movie. This is some feminist BS. And the number one thing is, apart from the feminist messaging, that was way too on the nose. When there after the movie, me and my friend, I told to her like, no, this movie actually kind of made me feel bad about myself because when Barbie starts to become a human, the first thing she gets is cellulite, and she's like, "Oh my god, I'm ugly." And yeah, well, great. If Barbie has an issue with that, like if Barbie feels ugly with something that's so stupid as cellulite, like then what should we mortal people do? You know what I mean? And it's kind of sad. Yeah. The plot. There were many plot holes and many things that make sense. But if the plot was fine and it was fun and Barbie was just exploring the real world, we can forget a lot of things. But the plot is just stupid. So, as I said, Barbie has cellulite. She freaks out. She needs to fix that. Oh, she also has depression, and she's like, I don't want to have that. Yeah, I mean, girly, hello. It's just portraying these things like such a bad things, and like nobody is telling her when she goes to the real world, like these are normal things, like to feel sad, to have bad thoughts, because bad thoughts, good thoughts, we're human, we have them. Like nobody has just good thoughts, but like nobody explains that to her. Like this is just swept under the rug. Like you told so many girls it's bad to have bad thoughts and to have cellulite and stuff. Like you're just a human being. Yeah, what's the message of this movie? Like, hate yourself? Yeah, I mean, do strive to be better, but sometimes whatever you do, it just you, you, you cannot. It's not magic. It takes work, and it takes mental strength, and in these times it's kind of hard you know but anyway, so Barbie freaks out, goes to the real world. How? I don't know. As I said, if this movie was good, I wouldn't have thought too much about how things work in this universe. But see how, like, answer me, I don't know. She explores for 5 minutes the world and then goes back to Barbie Land. And if this movie was about Barbie exploring the real world a bit more, and was just the scene where she sat next to the lady and she was like, "You're so beautiful," and the lady was like, "Yeah, thank you, you too." And Barbie was witnessing the wind, the breeze, the sunlight for the first time in her life, witnessing sadness and laughter and reality for the first time, because in Barbie Land everything is fake, right? Well, the movie was not about that, but it could have been about that. You know, it would make a better of an argument for her to want to be human, because she's like, no, this place is. I mean, she had a realization for 5 seconds, and then she was like, no, I want to go home. Like, and then she becomes a human. It's stupid. Anyways, so Barbie goes back to Babylon, but now it's Kenland. The Kens have taken over. How? So all the Barbies are lawyers and physicists and like super smart and strong, and then they get brainwashed by the Kens for 5 seconds, and nobody explains this to us. How did the Kens, who are so stupid? I mean, they're portrayed as super stupid in the movie. They brainwash these like smart and powerful women. I don't, and then by the power of feminist speeches, they like wake up from the brainwashing, and then they become brainwashed again by other ideology. But anyways, so I mean, just things happen because the plot needs to move on, but also what's the plot? So Ken has now turned Barbie Land to Kenland, because Ken felt super oppressed, because he wanted Barbie to see him as a human being. And then he went outside and he saw that actually people respect, men in general. I mean, people as people. It's not about men and women. It's about people, because Barbie doesn't even see Ken as a human being. So he's just like, oh my god, someone talks to me as a human being, as someone who's real and exists. And that's why he turns Barbie Land to Kenland, because, well, he's just crying for attention at the end of the day, because he ends up, dissolving Kenland, his Ken Dojo, Mojo, Castle, whatever thing he called it, because he wanted the attention of Barbie. He just wants her, he wants her to look at him as a human being, because someone asks Barbie, where do the cans sleep? And she's like, I don't know. They're not even puppies. The cans just, when the Barbies go to sleep, I think the cans just stand around like, so when are they gonna wake up? It's really stupid. But yeah, so the Barbies are now their feminists self again, and they changed their constitution to, to be Barbie Land again. And I was thinking, this movie is gonna be like okay, the Barbie are taking over again, but they are witnessing how sad the Kens are. So they're gonna give them rights, and they're gonna treat them as human beings, or they're gonna make houses for them or whatever. But no, they're like, nah, go back to your beach, them, whatever. Ken, everyone are on the internet are defending Ken and are saying, well, Barbie is the villain in the story. So what is even the point of this movie? But yeah, so Barbie is like, okay, I'm leaving Barbie Land to the Barbies. I'm gonna be human now. And yeah, so she changes from this beautiful, obviously Barbie with her pink and colorful and cute outfits, to become a human. And the first thing she does, except going to the gynecologist, which is like, is this supposed to be funny? I don't get it. She So apart from that, she conforms. So Barbie, from this beautiful, authentic self, herself, puts on some jeans, a blazer, Birkenstock, and she conforms. She starts being one of the crowd. So is this again the message of the movie? Like, conform? What is this? So stupid. Like, no, you have to embrace who you are, be your unique self. Your qualities are so unique. You're so unique. Love yourself. And then you're telling girls to conform. Like, no, like, you have to wear the great things. You have to wear the Birkenstock. If not, like, you, nobody's gonna accept you, I guess. It's it's so stupid. Like, what's the message? What's the point of this movie? I really don't understand. I think I would have accepted Barbie to become human, but after, I guess, exploring the world on her own and seeing and like feeling, like having emotion and feelings. But no, it's because flashbacks of girls. I guess through the old woman, she experienced what is to be a girl. But then again, the movie just doesn't make sense. Like, things happen and they have nothing to do with each other, and it's just like, just there. So what I want to share with you is this tweet by Brittany Martinez on Twitter. I mean, it's tweet. I had highlighted some things, but StreamYard said no, so you just have text. But I'm just gonna point out some things that she wrote, from left to right. So she said, this movie is, people are comparing it to like the 2000 chick flicks, just funny and girly, because they don't make movies like that anymore. Like, just movies for girls, because movies are for everyone, but some movies have certain audiences. Like, I'm sorry, but when I ask my friends, my girlfriends, if they want to go watch Oppenheimer, they did not even answer. They just looked at me like, so I'm sorry, but anyone can watch it. But it's mostly guys, mostly nerds, mostly men are gonna watch Oppenheimer. It's just the truth. Mostly men watch Star Wars, Lord of the Rings. My mom and I love them, but whenever I talk about Star Wars with my girlfriends, they're like, "What? What's Star Wars?" So I'm sorry, but bring back, the romantic comedies with Sandra Bullock, Ryan Reynolds. I mean, Matthew McConaughey used to star in some romantic movies and used to be fun, but now we don't have that anymore. We have like depressing movies like Barbie. Barbie was kind of depressing. Barbie was kind of Grinch and sad, and I mean, we don't have movies like Clueless anymore. Everything has to be super deep and super depressing. We cannot just have some fun, girly comedies. They do well at the box office. I mean, I don't think they're gonna be billion-dollar hits. They're gonna do well. Like, not every movie can be Endgame, and I don't think that any movie will ever again be Endgame, unless maybe in 20 years or 10 years, fine. But bring back the girly movies. I tired of sad and depression. But anyways, so Barbie is gonna always be iconic, but this movie, even if it was kind of fun, had some nice moments, it's not gonna be remembered. So yeah, she also mentions again Ken wanted to be the hero, but Barbie was like, just go, don't stand next to me. Again, she mentions the part about cellulite. She starts getting cellulite, the worst thing ever to her, and goes into the human world so she doesn't end up like the weird and ugly Barbie. Again, which is weird. If this is supposed to be, women empowerment movie, it's not. Then again, mm, mm, mm. again, she mentions the fact that Ken was like, "Oh, they see me as a human being," which is sad. And then she mentions, to her horror, preteen girls tell her she has set women back 50 years because of her unrealistic beauty standards. It's kind of funny because even if you're a successful woman like Barbie, because you're beautiful and fit, you're still hated by other women, which brings me to the speech made by America Ferrara. I cannot pronounce her name, which is about women, that women have it tough. And you know who makes it tough for other women? It's other women. I said it. It's women. Um, it's it's really sad. Like, I can say a lot of things, but nowadays I'm witnessing these girls on Instagram that I think were more or less natural, and then they point out everything they have had done on their faces and their bodies, and I am just shocked. And you cannot blame this insanity to the men, to the patriarchy, because it's women that make other women feel insecure, which what this movie made me feel like insecure, my friend as well. Like, first of all, it's not for kids. This movie is not for kids at all. Second of all, these Instagram influencers, this movie wants to be about women, that men keep women down, that men make women feel bad, but it's other women that make women feel bad. It's other women that make you hate yourself and feel bad about yourself. You have all these influencers having nose jobs, having fake hair, fake boobs, fake everything. But at the end of the day, they always say like, "No, you should embrace yourself as you are. You don't need to change." But they change themselves, and people can do whatever they want with themselves. But I don't know, to talk about this empowerment and be who you are, it's just stupid. That's the same as this movie. Like, Barbie is getting cellulite and she's like terrified, and nobody explains it to her that, okay, you want to be a human, but y- this is what human feels like, to have pores and have cellulite sometime, and have bad thoughts. But back to my point, this movie is not empowering. um and I do agree with America Ferrara. She does mention like it's women that make it kind of tough for other women because they feel threatened if you, you know, in female groups, when you have a lot of female friends, it's always kind of tough because they will always find something to talk about you behind your back. They're always gonna be jealous about something, even if they're like richer than you or skinnier than you. If you do better than them in some area of life, they're gonna kind of, I mean, there's some good, oh my god, there's some good women out there. I do have good female friends, but I've had such bad experience, and it's not just me. Like every time I talk, I share with my girlfriends about, experience. They always agree, like, oh my god, yes, the jealousy, the bitchiness, the comments trying to bring you down. I don't buy into this female empowerment. It's it's ridiculous. And again, like Instagram, and everyone look the same. And the same Barbie, like they put her in Birkenstock and blazer and jeans like everyone else. And it's not just on Instagram anymore. It's like in the outside world, when you go into the bigger cities and you see all those girls, same lips, same hair, same eyebrows, same clothes, same brands, everything's the same. And you just made Barbie one of everyone. And it's sad because aren't we supposed to embrace who we are? No, we're supposed to change ourselves to conform. It's ridiculous. But yeah, um, Barbie, it's probably gonna hit 1 million. I'm just sad because it's such a wasted opportunity. It could have been such a good movie. It had a good cast. Ryan Gosling did a great job. Margot Robbie did an amazing job. Um, it was super colorful. I loved the song. I mean, most of the songs I loved. I'm just Ken or whatever the song is. I really like that. Um, what was it? The Blonde Fragility. I mean, it's kind of sad, but it's a fun song. Ryan Gosling, amazing. He did good. He did very good. And I love the whole idea behind it, like dressing up, because most of the girls in the theater in the cinema did wear pink, and I really love this. It was mothers and daughters, and yeah, it wasn't. I mean, you wouldn't know that this movie is not for kids. The trailer and all the information about it was so misleading that I've read comments that women that went with their young daughters, they left early because this one was not for kids. the like the biggest like con artist marketing ever. It's really insane. It's really insane. But I really wish this was a better movie. And as I said, I did laugh at some points, and I liked some scenes in that, and you could find, I guess, a good message in it, but in general, not really. Like you have to really look deep down into that to find something good and something meaningful. um but yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame. Do let me know down below, what did you think of Barbie? Do you want Barbie 2? Apparently they're making like a Mattel universe, like they're gonna make a Uno movie. Like how are you gonna do that, by the way? I don't know, but do let me know down below, and I'm gonna see you in the next video. This is long, but I tried shortening it, but I just can't. Like I have so many things to say, and I guess I have to make a video of feminism. And then it's just gonna be me ranting, and yeah, I've had enough with the feminists. May the force be with you. Bye.